alcoholic things on Twitch. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Matt.
Oh, you guys
I
can't
was-
see me. I'm holding my Moscow Mule.
Yes, I just needed one person. I'll be back.
Wait, we just went live and he left.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to talk about mics anyway. So yeah, the Yeti Nano. What's up, Alice? How you doing, man? I did have a good holiday. The Yeti Nano, really a good mic. It's like 90, $100. I would recommend getting a pop filter. I don't know. Are you watching the stream? Do you have it up?
I have it open now.
Okay,
I'm
so this
going to
thing
the-
that I have on top of my mic is a pop filter. It keeps the percussives, the from being like really bad.
Oh, I see.
It's like $8. I highly recommend you grab one. But yes, Aikata, you should get a mic. It's like
Are you talking shit on my mic? Or are you saying that my current setup isn't?
it's actually way better than you would think it would be.
I mean, they've been talking shit about my bike for the past 5 minutes, so it seems
Yeah,
fair.
but that's you know, to be fair, right? Like
Why see what's going on?
Your mic sounds like you're drowning dead rats.
Oh my god.
Just I don't know.
So it
They're
doesn't sound like
sorry.
anything because you're drowning already dead rats.
They come back to life and
Do
then they
make
scream. I don't.
noise?
oh god.
Do you have personal experience with this?
Your mic's rough, bro. I love you, but you gotta get a new mic. It's
I stream with a fucking laptop! What do you want from me?
A better
you
mic
can-
setup.
you can get a webcam with a mic in it, for God's sake. There's a million things we could do. I'll help you if you want help. I'll help you out.
Alright, well, we'll talk offline. Let's talk Runeterra.
For
All
sure.
right.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
stop playing later. So that's been microphones with Bay and the gang. Let's talk about Runeterra. I finally hit Masters because I decided to actually play the game.
Good shit, good shit.
Let's go. I was playing mostly Wild Rift and TFT for like the last 2 weeks because I was basically on vacation and I didn't want it to feel like I was obligated to play. So I just took a big like step back from it.
Right.
So,
I didn't want to get
funny
sucked in.
thing right now, I just saw this on Twitter. Front page is currently the Mastering Runeterra team, Hydra, Alan, and Shodox. That's
sick.
front page of America.
It's tight.
So what I'm hearing is we need to get Shadox and Alan on the team ASAP so that we can
Oh, God.
overpower.
No.
Overpower.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, right. Alan's a little busy. I hear he's on some other small team.
Yeah, we can never get Shadox. Let's be real.
Yeah, Shotox is also on another, small team.
I think what we're hearing is that we need the rest of our people up in here. We got 3. We need the rest
Yeah,
of y'all.
yeah.
It's
Hey,
time to go.
I was making big moves. I went from like Diamond 4 to like Master in the last 12 hours.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty
That's a lot.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
I hit Masters today. I checked the leaderboard, and it was like me, Kev, and Aikado all on the same page, and we got a long way to go. I'll tell you that.
We got a long way to go. I always like that when you're like, God damn, I'm so far down on the ladder. And then you look and you're like, hey, so are they. Now I feel better. Like,
Really rewarding, yeah.
feels nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be some kind of nerf to Ari Kennen come January, and then I'm not gonna have a deck to play on ladder anymore, so it's not gonna fucking matter.
You still playing the Go Hard version?
Do you think
Yeah,
so?
I have as far as competitive ladder has gone, I have played basically nothing but Ari Go Hard this entire season.
I was trying to play it, but I could not beat spiders. And
Yeah.
all I ran into was spiders. And I just like, I never.
It's not that good a matchup.
Yeah.
You can still win it. You just have to get you have to be comboing off with Kennen relatively early.
Yep, and it just wasn't quite happening. I actually do better with the Absolver one. Sorry, I caught it to cut you off. With the Absolver one because I get the Fey Blade Twirlers or whatever. Oh my God, Headache, he's doing weird things. There we go. No, it's in OBS Ninja. Your thing that went fuzzy. So yeah, Blade Twirler lets me like block, and Absolver lets me block, which is
Blocking is worthwhile.
kind of all I needed. But I want to play the Go Hard one so bad. I'm just not winning with it nearly as much as the other one.
It's weird because like the Go Hard one is one of the only decks I can win with on ladder right now. Like,
Oh, yeah?
something with this season that it just doesn't work. I don't know. It should be my season, right? It's the fucking Shellfolk bullshit.
Mhm.
I just can't win on ladder
That's
with
not
other
working
than
for you,
Ari
huh?
Kennen.
Shellfolk's not broken enough? Or maybe you're just not good enough.
You know, I
not
think
high skill bad?
Shellfolk is bad. And we just shouldn't nerf it.
Is that right?
That's what
Shellfolk. Okay, I think top of the
don't-
chopping block for
interesting
nerfs
take.
is Shellfolk.
Interesting
right?
take.
What's
Like-
with all these Shellfolk mains saying that Shellfolk is bad and nerf it? What is going on here? What kind of conspiracy are you guys running?
We're just flipping the script, right? Like you guys told us Shellfolk was dog shit for like 3 months, and now it's good for like a week, and you're like, fucking nerf it. It's like, wait, come on, it's still bad, guys. Come on.
To be fair, It was bad. It
Okay.
was. Yeah, Shellfolk, I think it's got to get at least a stat change at the very least. That 6th health is really brutal. If they're not going to change anything else with it, like making it a 4/5 is a good start. It's harpoonable. Yeah, whatever. Other cards, I mean, I tweeted out actually recently that like I really am enjoying the meta right now, and that I hope
it's
the
solid.
patch in January is less nerfs and more buffs. Like I want to see like 4 nerfs, maybe.
I wanna.
How ironic.
I want them to try to
How
help my
funny.
boy Brom again. I miss my boy.
Oh, Braum is
Tried
so
so
bad
many
right now.
times.
I was gonna make a
Yeah.
Braum video because Christmas, and I was gonna buy the skin, and I literally just could not make a halfway decent Braum deck.
Yeah, I got a ladder game into Grappler playing Braum Tristana, and I was like, I feel so sorry for you that you have to make this video right now.
You're reaching, man. You're reaching.
Yeah, I think we call that free LP. Sorry, Grappler, we love
Yeah,
you.
truly, it was.
So
How ironic is
like-
it?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Kenny, you go.
No, I was just gonna say. So Shellfolk's probably gonna get hit, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's just 1 health because I think that doesn't matter. I think I would totally be fine. I'd still be able to play it.
Mm.
So that's where I'm coming from. What do we think else is actually gonna get nerfed? Because I'd be surprised if the Ari Kennen package gets hit, right?
I don't
Um,
think Ari Kennen will. I think
I disagree.
I think
Let's
it
Go.
might.
Let's go in circles. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's
Let's go
go.
one at a time.
Henneke, go.
I feel like it might get hit, like the RE Cannon package, because I don't know exactly what they would do, but I feel like the deck is very good, and there's a lot of ways to like iterate it that basically just work. You just play RE Cannon plus whatever region. It's like the same 37 cards. You play Go Hard, you play Absolver, whatever. It just works. Because the core concept of the deck is just really really strong.
I suspect that Ari Go Hard, the Go Hard, not Go Hard, but like any of the Ari kind of decks, right? I think they may end up getting hit indirectly because Twin is really strong, and I would not be surprised to see Twin get hit.
Which sucks because if it gets hit, it's gone.
That may be true.
Yeah, it would be true, but it's fine.
I'm
I
not
mean,
happy about
I-
it.
I think based on like what Twin has been doing to the meta for the last like several months, I think Twin. I've been saying forever that I think Twin was the reason that Zed Poppy was broken. I
Yeah.
think that Twin makes Lee Sin so fucking insane. I think the Twin's a broken card. So like if it's something does get hit, I'm down for it to be Twin.
I think Twin is just as good as Sharpsight, though.
I think Twin is just as good as Sharpsight, but it's in the same region as Ari and Lee Sin, which is a problem.
Sure. What
Yeah.
I'm hearing is Demacia needs a Lee Sin. Let's under.
That is
Poppy.
not.
That's under Poppy. Poppy's nothing like Listen.
I
That's
think
no.
in terms of power level.
In terms of power level,
All right. My take on that, on the Ari Kennen package possibly getting nerfed. I don't think it will. I think the only thing that could get nerfed out of the Ari Kennen package is going to be something that's going to be nerfed anyway, or for another reason, like Twin Disciplines, like you guys are saying.
sure.
Yeah.
I think most of the changes are done.
Yeah.
Right? I think they're done. I think they were done a few weeks ago. And so, because Riot went on break, right? And I expect them to come back and go to launch this patch. I doubt they're going to shoehorn in many other changes unless they feel they have to. And right now, I don't think they should feel like they have to. Cards I expect to get touched. If cards I think should get touched, or strategies. Shellfolk. I think the dragon, the new Targon dragon, is like a little too good. I think if you make it a 2/3, that's a good start, right? I imagine one day Nick makes plays, we'll get his prayers answered, and something in Lee Sin will get nerfed, right? Be it Twin, Gifts. I think they'll actually revisit Gifts and Aphelios in some way, shape, or form, which I think is
I'd love to potentially see Aphelios be playable.
God,
again.
God, me
he
too.
He was my fucking homeboy, right?
Yeah. RIP. And yeah, honestly, not much else. Everything else feels pretty good outside of the cards that are played. I think there's a lot of buffs that could be really good for the game. I don't know them off the top of my head because the cards suck and I don't play them, so I don't think about them. But like, I would love to see buffs to like old type of archetypes that just kind of got power crept, that just aren't playable anymore. Some champs, kind of like what they did with Lux. That was really nice.
So what
Yeah.
I'm hearing is Ash buffs.
Katarina rework?
Katarina would have to get hard reworked.
Yeah, that's
Ash
kinda what I
buffs
mean.
or like Ash changes and stuff. That'd be cool. I think Ash is a fine champion. I just think she doesn't work very well right now at the moment.
Well,
She's been historically one of the most played like tier 2 or tier 1 decks, right? It's just that she's kind of gotten a little power crept because the deck used to have the ability to also go into the late game, and compared to this other stuff going on, it just doesn't anymore.
I think Ash less got power crept and more the things around Ash. Ash's supporting cast is not as strong as it used to be. Think Trapper, Avaros, and Sentry, even the 3/1 that freezes, right? Like these cards just aren't the like top of the food chain anymore like they used to be. Like Trapper on 3 used to be like, oh my god. At least that's how it felt to me. They go Omen Hawk and they go Trapper, and I couldn't get past them.
Yeah.
Just not that way anymore.
I think that a lot of the mid range, it's represented by like Ash LeBlanc and Shen Jarvan, was like severely impacted by Bandle City coming out and just the amount of card generation and value that is just like inherent to the game right now. So it's really hard to exist as a super fair mid range deck. I think after Bandle City gets nerfed, I think a lot of their ancillary power, like Conchologist is probably going to get nerfed. A few other cards are probably going to get nerfed. And once like Vandal City's power level comes down a little bit, maybe we can see Ash come back. Maybe we can see like some mid-range Demacia deck that isn't, just trying to cheese with Poppy come back.
I would like that.
Then, Vandal's just kind of creeping it, I think.
I miss Shen Jarvan.
Shen Jarvan with Pod might have been one of my favorite decks of all time.
I played that deck to rank 1. And I hated Shen Fiora. I hated that deck. But like Shen Jarvan with Pod was so much fun. Speaking of, I think it's time we let Fiora out of the jail.
Yeah.
I think she can come back.
Yeah.
Or not.
She's done her time.
Or
She's done her time.
not.
What we just didn't. That'd be kind of cool too.
I think me and Ikano are on the other side of that one. That girl can stay right the fuck there.
She would be nuts
I don't
with
know.
Pantheon.
Yeah. We were saying this before. Like Fiora Pantheon, if
That-
it was a 3/3, that deck would be
That would
really
be
good.
insane.
She likes a
No, you're
lot of
totally
those
right.
cards.
You couldn't play Bandle City. Like you'd have to
That
play
That
Manor
sounds good
with
to
it.
me. Please.
I don't like alternate win cons most of the time. Like, and maybe that's me being prejudiced, but I think anytime something like Starspring or Bandletree or Fiora is very powerful, that's not a good thing. And so,
Okay, I didn't get to say my turn about the upcoming
Oh, yeah.
patches. So I would just like to start with what am I is wrong, obviously.
always true. Good take.
Yeah. Alternate win cons are super fun and exciting, and hashtag Fiora did nothing wrong. I enjoy them quite a bit as long as they are not, OP basically. Like is Tree OP? Trees, we talked about this. Yeah, people are like playing into it and whatever, but like it's not OP. It's just another deck that loses to a lot of the good decks. And is now okay. It's an okay deck. Just an okay deck. Like why?
I think my issue with Tree is just how polarizing it is. There's a lot of decks that literally cannot beat it if they draw Vandal Tree. Like you just can't. They just fill their board too much. You can't kill them before turn 8, which is when they fucking kill you for some reason. Like no, I think Tree's kind of bullshit. I think that Tree needs something.
Well, that's only a problem in best of 1 where you're like, oh, I got queued against Tree. This fuck my life. Like this sucks. Best of 3, not a problem, right? So like stop making the good format suffer for the crap for. So what do you want? You want just a bunch of decks that have dudes and spells? Ooh.
I just hate
Fine.
Tree. That's it.
No,
He's
thank
like,
you.
yeah.
Thank you for admitting it.
Jason,
Thank you.
the last time an alt win con deck was the best in the game, it was one of the most toxic things in the world. Do you
Oh,
remember?
my baby TLC, my
You
baby.
fucking- yeah, I
Bring
know.
it back.
I know you
Ah!
remember.
I love alternate win cons. So
Just make
Yeah, that's
Bandle Tree 11 regions. That's hella fun.
you can make it cost 6 or something.
Push. The difference with TK Raka was that also Push. Why aren't you in here? The difference with TK Raka is that if I kill their landmark or I bounce it with a homecoming, they're reset. They have to try all the way again.
Sure.
And at least that was true with Fiora too, right? If I manage to actually do something about it, she has to do it again. If I kill a Vandal Tree, I can just play the second one next turn. Oops, I die.
Okay, here's the thing though. The deck's not particularly good. So like, if you can't beat it, like whatever, go home.
Hey, it's good for the things I like to play.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good
that's
at
it.
fair
Let's
mid
go home.
range shit that can't just like power through chump blockers.
Look. Come to the Jason Ferran School of Runeterra. You play the little elusives. You hit them. They die. It's easy. It's a fun game. Everyone has fun. They play their tree. You're like, that's adorable. That's so cute. How about I bounce that back to your hand and then kill you next turn anyway, just for fun.
There's a lot of games when I was playing Targon stuff, especially with like Lee Sin. Well, not specifically Lee Sin, because Lee Sin just kills them if they don't have like the third mini morph. But like a lot of times I would play Solar Priestess. I'd pick Comet. I'd have 2 Comets in hand, and you just sit there and you'd be like, okay, I have to have 6 mana forever, because the second I go under 6 mana, they kill me. But then they just get to sit there and not ever play Tree and just kill you, because they never, ever, ever run out of cards.
Well, they have to hold up 5 mana. You can't hold up 3 spell mana and 3 other. Well, they hold up 5 real mana.
They're really good at casting things for very cheap.
Yeah, they are.
Really
They
good.
just
Anyways,
run,
anyways.
cards like Flock and Group Shot and Buster
Yeah,
Shot.
Dex fucking dope. Riot, don't listen to these idiots. Don't touch my Navy.
I don't need Tree to get nerfed. I just wanted to say that I hate it.
I also don't have anything against Tree. What I'm saying is that
I do.
alternate. Okay, that's fair. So me and I kind of.
Sorry, go ahead.
What I'm saying is that I think Tree is in a pretty reasonable place as far as power level goes for alternate win conditions. And if you brought Fiora back, she would not be in a reasonable place as far as power level goes. It would be much closer to TLC's obnoxiousness.
I don't know. I really find Fiora is like the most interactive of the alternate win conditions.
What if she was a 2/3?
I could do 2/3. I get behind her.
No.
What if she was a 1/1 with Faded?
All I'm saying is,
Jason Sear.
I think the main topic here, the main point here, is that they should keep trying, because I would rather have Fiora be in the metagame and have her be tier 3 or tier 2 or even tier 1, but like manageable, than just not in it at all. Same with Aphelios. And I understand this is like, a hard thing to do, right? Because you can't just balance everything. But like, we need more rotation. Like those decks have been gone for a long time. Other decks have just been completely gone, or champions have been completely gone forever. And then like, we got a bunch of Lee Sin mains here, and like, frankly, I'm tired of it. Like, he's been too good for too long.
They've been
Just move
playing
it.
this game, this
Draven, same thing. Forever.
Of this card, it's like been like 16 months. Get them out of here, just already. Sorry, man.
Yeah, and so here's the real. I think here's a real interesting thing is what happened was they dropped the hot, like, we had a not good meta, and then they dropped the hot patch, whatever you call it, and touched only a few things, and now the meta is actually quite good. And we're like, oh shit, now we're gonna have the rest of the big patch, and it's like, oh no, is it gonna be not good again coming out the other side? And I think so I think this really shows what they really need to be doing is constant little touches, just every 2 weeks, tweak, to like tweak, or even like every month, because currently it's every other month.
Also, if you're saying you want rotation, like, what exactly are you arguing for? Is it time for Garen to be tier 1?
Am I saying rotation? I'm not saying rotation. I'm saying you keep tweaking things until, it just makes it more fun, because it like, oh, Fiora was too good, now she's unplayable. Oh, now she's like maybe a little bit too good again. It'll like back down again. She goes. Aphelios, in and out. Lee Sin, in and out. Like, instead of just like no Fiora, no Aphelios, all Lee Sin all the time. Like, there's not enough variety, and it's keeping us in these stale metas.
You're not gonna hear me arguing against Lee Sin nerfs. I picked the deck up because it's ridiculously good. I would be happy to put it back down again.
Yeah, I've had my fill. I've had fun. I've smashed face. I've kicked people to death. It was fantastic. Please let me do something else now.
We have sad motion face though.
Yeah, I mean, I have another Spells Matter deck.
You still have Zoe,
tricky.
okay?
Yeah, and Ari, and like that kind of fills that niche for me. I get to play Spells Matter. I get to play a lot of spells, units that like actually do something outside of just being a unit, and that's that same feeling for me. So yeah, I mean, would I be sad if Lee like got really hit? Yeah, it would kind of suck. But like, let's be honest, the nerfs to Lee Sin would not be actually on Lee Sin. You nerf the gifts, crescendo interaction. You nerf Eye of the Dragon. Like, those would be the Lee Sin nerfs. Twin.
Yeah, I mean, they could also just like decide to make Lee Sin 6 mana.
That would suck.
Like,
That'd suck.
Would that even be that bad?
No,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, it would be pretty bad.
It wouldn't be
I
fun.
mean, you don't draw leads on turn 12 anyway. So what do you care?
That's so true. That's so true. I mean, it wouldn't be like that bad. It would just be really annoying because then every time I play Lee, I go, he used to be 5 mana.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the same
Well,
way
it used
that
to be 4
making
mana.
it's the same way that making Karma 5 mana didn't really make her a good card. I don't think making Lee 6 mana would really make him a bad card.
Yeah,
But making Lux 5 mana, that made her a good card.
that was a pretty big deal, actually.
I think a lot of that was because it put her on the same wavelength as Radiant Guardian, though, because it created a split, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason Lux being 5 mana was such a big deal is because now your opponent can't develop or open attack into you on turn 5 anymore as Demacia, right?
Yeah, you could also like just slam her to block. Like you could just play on curve, slam her, and then turn 6 cast whatever you want, which is really nice. Yeah, I'm optimistic about this big change because last time we got a gigantic patch they said was going to overhaul everything. It was fantastic.
Well,
It brought us Shen Jarvan with Pod.
what about last time they said we were making like this, like the Lux one?
No, I'm talking about like the OG one.
Yeah, like the OG one was.
But the Lux one was supposed to be the first of the new big ones.
Yeah.
And it didn't really.
We got 2/2 Solari Priestess, man. I'm here.
That was pretty sick. Yeah, that was.
That's
pretty
true.
sick. What else got changed?
Sergeant, that's a card now.
Yeah.
It is.
That's true.
The clutch.
Oh, Dragon,
yeah.
Dragon's buffs. Those were big. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
I get people comment on every single one of my YouTube channels about Dragon's Clutch and how OP it was. Jason, did you get a new camera?
Come back and be face.
You did. I could tell. It looks really good. You look sharp today, dude.
Thank you.
Look at that. Nice haircut. Is that a turtleneck? Looking good. The other day you were wearing a turtleneck and chain, and I almost played the Lonely Island song in the background.
Awesome.
What were we talking about?
3 weeks ago.
Oh, Dragon's Clutch. Yeah, that card rocks. Card's so good.
Should we talk a little bit about the meta right now? Because I'm curious to get everyone's thoughts. Because like I'm honestly very confused about it. I've climbed a bunch playing Ari Kennen, but I feel like the only reason is because everyone else is playing bad decks.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what do you mean by bad decks?
Like Rumble decks.
Hey, Shadows is above you with a Rumble deck.
Echo, Zillion.
Rumble Draven Burn is a little bit not bad. I think that deck is getting shit on because it has Rumble in it, but you're basically just playing aggro Scion, and that deck never wanted to play at 7-drop anyway.
Yeah, I played it for YouTube last night. It was good. It wasn't like
might ambush
tier 1.
you.
Yeah, Ambush might. It's a faint HD classic, but I don't think he actually built this one.
I don't like the might ambush decks. Like they feel so silly to me. They just throw everything on one card and they're like, I hope this works, and then it doesn't work, and then they lose.
But it has Spell Shield now, Henneke.
It's true, and Whirling Death, which is like
After they pitch their bowling,
really
It's,
sick.
like, it's just like a ballistic bot.
Yeah, it's usually on a ballistic bot, and then they said it, and they're like, "Oh, I hope you don't have anything," and then they get excited and you lose.
It's definitely not my style, but
No.
it's definitely not bad. Now, Echo Zillion, I think, is bad.
Oh,
I know, sorry, man. I played the deck quite a bit because I was like prepping to make a YouTube video for it, and every time I play it, I'm like, this just seems worse than like Ari. You know what I mean?
Okay, but worse than Ari and bad are not the same thing. I think
yeah, you're
Ari
right.
is 100%
You're right,
the
yeah.
best thing in the format
I
right
feel-
now.
Yeah.
I agree. Big gap there.
it's only because Ari can run Notify.
Yeah, Noblify is so good right now. It's so funny how fast that changes, right? Like before
Yeah,
we were
but-
cutting Noblifies to run the third deny, and now we're like, Noblify, how many can I run? Like it's gonna keep putting more into my deck. It's
Yeah,
I still miss my third deny. I don't know, man.
I'm running like 2 and 1, I think, or 2 and 2.
I will
If
say,
every
like, the meta. Sorry, go ahead.
Every time I go into 3 deny, I feel bad. That's all. You're
I will say like the meta's been changing like really, really quickly. I just like take peeks at like Runeterra AR like meta occasionally. And like last week it was like, oh yeah, like Drizot's deck is like number 2, and then suddenly it's like 4, and then suddenly like Spiders is number 2. I'm like, whoa, Darkness is number 1. Like where are these numbers coming from? Like meta's just like changing really quickly, and like last week it's something completely different. And it's just like it's really nice because a lot of decks feel really good right now, and I think that all of us are having success with, like pretty much different decks across the
Yeah.
board. and I'm feeling really good about the game right now. I'm really liking it, and Shell Folks is really strong, so I'm enjoying that while I can.
That's true.
You know what new tier 1 deck is bullshit though? It's fucking Pantheon. Can we talk about how Pantheon just like flips a coin on turn 7 on like, do I win or not? What the fuck is that? Why is it if he hits Scout, I just lose the game instantly? Why doys this happen?
Yeah.
Someone explain to me why this is so
Like
good.
if you draw Zenith Blade.
Yeah, if you draw Zenith Blade, I lose to the dragon more than anything.
Always notify Zen.
You gotta counter it. Yeah, I would say never countering that to countering it every time.
Like
Yeah.
it feels so good.
You don't even get to counter it anymore though. Like the new version is just like Shyvana and they play Dragon's Clutch. You can't counter shit.
That version's my favorite. I think it's really good.
They have like so many just huge things. You can't kill any of their guys because they just get massive. So you have to run like what? Vengeance? Are we on Vengeance now?
Bro, just bounce.
It might
What are
bring
you
Vengeance.
doing?
Whoa. You're playing Shadow Isles? What the?
No, I'm just trying to come up with ways to kill these fucking dragons. Ways to kill them?
Okay, you play an elusive unit on 1. Play an elusive unit on 2. Okay, hold on, wait. Turn 3 though. 2 elusive units. Okay, you still with me?
That's
And
not
then
how I
I'm
play
working
that
at
deck
7.
at all.
It's fine.
You are the reason that Withering Wail is coming back into the meta. I want you to understand that.
Withering Wail's hot right now.
That's
Play
why
that
I play
Darkness.
2
Yeah.
of that 6 drop that pumps up your team and draws 2.
Oh, you went up to 2?
I really like that card though.
Yeah.
9 and 1000.
Skynet?
Anyone else like absolutely blown away that card doesn't suck?
No, it looks so good.
And then you go turn 7, you go landmark. Whole team gets +2/+2. You draw 4 cards.
Wait, that's hot. I haven't done that yet.
Oh yeah, maybe.
I've been trimming the landmark a bunch. It just sits.
That's
in
the
my
only
hand.
reason. That's the only reason I keep landmark. It's because I got 2 of that guy.
It's pretty bad.
I did have some versions where I was running the monastery, where you get the 1 mana burst one. That was actually kind of sick. I was really
Monastery
enjoying it.
feels like it's really good as long as your opponent doesn't do anything until turn 6.
Easy.
Do you guys
Wait, I
run
know
into
people
like
who do that.
board space issues and like hand space issues in that deck? I can't
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
playing Monastery.
Yeah,
would
I
just
feel like
be
you're
miserable.
miserable. Too.
I have overwritten the seedling so many times.
Mm.
You play seedling just to bounce and get the like ETB, and then I just immediately override it with whatever I just bounced.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to play King Cow Wayfinder and Landmarks in the same deck is a little rough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's hard out here in your streets.
I end up sacking half my board and I'm not playing Landmarks. So
Yeah,
You just gotta trade more.
I do a lot of
But-
blocking.
No, I
I mean,
this-
you're not really like trading. You're just like chumping out, so that
Yeah.
you can live for a little longer,
Yeah.
and then you just have more elusives in your hand.
We just like block homecoming.
Yeah.
going back
Yeah.
to something Jason was saying, Florent, I think it's really interesting. I do feel like a lot of people are just playing really bad decks on ladder. Like the amount of times that I run into people like just playing fucking fearsome miss rates. And it's like, this isn't a good deck. If you run into literally anything other than my deck, you lose the game. What is this?
Yep.
Like,
Dude, even
there's a lot of
spiders.
Bad decks. I think.
Spiders is a terrible deck. It just happens to have a good matchup against Ari Kennen and like a few others, but like the deck is not good. I actually beat it earlier today. I was playing with Ari Kennen. I was like, fuck spiders. All right, we're done. And just ended up getting them. And I was like, oh yeah, your deck's just bad. I just like outvalued them. Same with pirates. Not a good deck. Like you can just get some people when the ladder kind of forgets about these decks. You can get some people and run up for a bit. But like after day 2, when everyone else starts playing the deck, like nah, like it's gonna be done. And so like, yeah, where's people playing like the like good decks? Like just powerful cards.
A lot of the reason that you're seeing at least Lee go away is because it gets bodied by Ari Kennen, right? Like
And darkness and tree, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a lot of the top decks that just exist and people are having fun playing just
And Lulu.
chuck
are,
Lee.
like,
Yeah, like
And
nobody wants to play Lee into that kind of format.
yeah.
So
I was playing
that's
Lee
where that
for a bit.
went.
And then yeah, that kept happening to me where there was so many matchups where I was just like, oh, I lose this.
Thralls is also kind of terrible right now. Again, just metagame stuff.
Into 3 homecomings, really?
Funny that. GP Sedge, like Tree and Darkness do pretty well into that, and the RE decks can beat it even like 50% of the time. and it also has problems into spiders sometimes. You can just get swarmed under. Like GP Sedge was the deck that beat all of the other mid-range decks, and all the other mid-range decks are gone.
That's
so
true. Yeah. There's no.
I think
Ravenous
When
Flock.
dragons are around.
I've seen the Action Silver make a little bit of a comeback.
yeah,
So I have played 0 games of it since patch. Does it beat Cannon Piles? There's no way, right?
I don't think it's great.
It's always struggled into elusives.
They just like pop your spell shield and then like Sivir's in palm jail for like 30 years. Like I can't imagine it's a good
You'd
matchup.
be very
How many
good.
palms are you guys playing? Because most of the lists are running 0.
I go.
No,
I go between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I'm at 2.
Right now, I have 2 deny, 2 palm, 2 nopify, and I'm still not sure if I'm supposed to just cut the nopifies and get my denies and palms back because those are so good.
Are you on 2 big fox, 2 pod still?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I might go back to the go hard version. I think if you took like the same player, like the same goodness level of players, and gave them both decks, I think the Absolver one's the better deck. But I like the go hard one.
I think the Absolver one has more oops I win potential,
Mhm.
and the go hard deck has more routes to victory and better game against decks that are trying to go under you.
Yeah. The Blade
And
Twirler, though,
and it beats the mirror.
it does beat the mirror. The Blade Twirler, though, is so good. In the
mean,
Absolver one, it's nuts.
Are most people playing that in their Absolver one?
Yeah,
I only play one Absolver, by the way. I play one Absolver now,
Too.
and I'm the Fox guy. I mostly use just to like as like an abyss, just to, like pressure my opponent and keep their shit off the board, and then I trade it off with something. Like I like the Absolver win is like it happens occasionally. I don't really care.
It's just a pump spell. Just pump spell. And then every now and then I just Fey Blade Twirler my opponent. What Fey Blade Twirler does is, for me, that's an abyss. For the non-magic people, abyss is just your opponent sacrifices a unit every turn. I think that's what it does.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just play Fey Blade Twirler. It's a 3/3 quick attack on turn 2 attacking, right? Because you just play the Mourned. And then you Blade Twirler and you attack. And it just eats a unit every single turn. It's so good.
It got
See,
so big so fast.
Like it's so
I played the Shrima version like twice, and then I played down my Kinku Wayfinder and missed Kennen and lost the game because of it. And I was like, oh, I don't want to play any other 1-drops ever again. I'm going back to Go Hard.
I don't even
Like-
use Kennen very much.
Yeah,
See, I was playing towards it. I think I probably have to play the deck more,
Yeah.
but in this situation, I was like, okay, I just have to hit Kennen here, and I just
Because that's how it used to be. But like I value the
Yeah.
Mourned in Droplet over Kennen usually.
Mhm.
Yeah, Sim.
I don't know. Honestly, my big issue with Blade Twirler is that I really don't like playing cards that I care about in that deck. Like I don't want to have to care about any of my cards. I think that's the power of the art.
But you don't care about it really.
Okay.
It attacks and then it trades
Yeah.
or it keeps attacking, whatever you want.
Okay.
It's really nice to have that pressure. Though.
I
I think you could definitely cut it though. I think you could definitely cut it. I think you could cut the whole package, frankly, because there's a lot of things that you can do that we haven't really explored.
Yeah, I don't see why we have to be on the Mourned at all.
Oh
Blade
no, you definitely
Twirler.
gotta get more important.
Mourned's so good.
No,
It's because it's with Blade Twirler. It's because
No, it's because of Ari.
Ari.
It's because of Ari. You guys are nuts.
It's
because
hard to level
of Ari,
before,
and then
like,
it's because
turn
of
seven.
Seven.
Because of your Ari.
I win almost every game with elusives, either with a big Ari win or just pushing through elusive damage. Like
The
those
Go Hard
are
version's
the main ways. Oh yeah, I'm not playing Go Hard.
Yeah, we're talking about the Absolver one.
Yeah.
Like the Mourned in flipping Ari is so important in the Absolver one, especially because of Blade Twirler. But in the Go Hard one, like you just don't care as much about flipping Ari earlier, so you just don't need it. You just don't need to.
Like my favorite type of deck in any card game is where I'm just sitting there and my opponent does whatever they want to do, and I just go, okay, and then they lose.
Skies descend.
You can't sky.
Like, just let them do whatever they want to do and just trade off everything and have it not be enough. And I feel like you get so many different variations on how to do that. And when you try to play the Mourned and the quick attack monster, the little 1/3 who gets gigantic, it feels like you lose a lot of that. It feels like I'm suddenly committed to actually trying to kill people, and I'm not into that.
I get that, but what if you're really fucking good at killing people?
75% win percentage. Just clicking buttons.
It is really good. Now I'm with you. I like the Go Hard version more. I like the flexibility and I like the late game power that the Go Hard version brings.
I give you
think-
guys massive credits. What am I and Kiddo for doing well with that deck, because it is not easy. It's you really gotta I mean, you're both very talented players. And if you guys want to send me some money later for this promo, be my guest. But like it's a slog, that deck. Like you really, that's a what am I special. That's like you got to know your opponent inside and out better than they know themselves, and then like look way into the future and pull out some wins.
What I think,
whereas you're definitely right when you said that the other version has more oops I win. It for sure does. It's still very complicated. You know how to play and stuff, but it's much more linear and much more straightforward for sure.
Right.
what I feel like I run into with the Go Hard version is it's definitely like a hard deck, and I misplay constantly, but I still just like win games. Which I'm like, okay, this shit's broken as fuck, and if I actually get good at this deck, like, I don't know, this win rate has to be insane because I fuck up constantly. I cannot stress to you how I misplay every other turn with this deck. And
I
still
watched
win
your stream.
games.
Don't worry about it.
I think this deck is so fucking broken. Maybe the Absolver one's just like that much more broken, but I don't know. It's
That's how I feel. Because like I mean I was on the Go Hard version. Like the second one Am I like told us about it, I was like, this is it. This is the only deck I'm ever playing. And then I played a couple games when I was gone for a week, and I queue up Ari Go Hard, and it just like wasn't working for me. It just like wasn't quite
Every
good.
time I hit go hard on top of my Kinkyo Wayfinder, I would message what am I, an angry fucking motherfucker. There was one left. I hit it 3 times.
That didn't happen.
You
very
can't
often.
stand that shit, man.
But I
You
wouldn't
can't
like
stand
cast
that
2
shit.
Go Hards before playing Kinku. And like, let's be honest, you only play 1 Kinku a game because like you never have room
Bro.
for the other ones.
That's not
Twice.
true.
Hold on. Wait.
I don't
Twice this. Oh yeah, well I can't lost them. Twice this season, I've had 2 champions in my deck with like 30 fucking cards and been like miss. 2 turns in a row with both of them on top. I don't know what the odds of that are. Like doing it once, I'm pretty sure it's close to like 1,000,000 to 1 or something. Like that's a ridiculous, like perfect. But twice I've done it now, and now I'm like, whenever I have that one non-Ionia card in my hand, I'm like, yes, I cannot lose.
Yeah.
I don't even have a Wayfinder in my hand, but I'm like, it's okay. Nothing bad will happen.
Your Molga is like 2 Absolvers, and you keep them both just so you can't like.
Stay here.
That's hella funny. I'll probably play the Go Hard version on stream after this. I think I'd like to put some more reps in because like I really enjoy that deck so much.
Okay. I have a question that has been like I don't know what to think about this one. I've been dying to ask everyone. The Twisted Fate Nami Shellfolk deck.
Yeah.
What is the freaking deal with this deck? Because like it hit the scene, I was like, yeah, whatever, that's cute. And then it was like a bunch of people were at the top of the ladder with it. I was like, oh shit, it's a real deal. And I've literally played against it like twice out of like, I don't know, 60 matches or something. I barely ever fucking see it. I have no idea. Is it good? Is it not good? Is it middle of the road? What is going on with this deck? Somebody, why are more people not playing it?
There, I see it all the time.
Because
Right.
it's
They're
hard
such a
to
good
play, and it loses to burn.
Yeah.
You could say that about Ari Kedden.
Ari Tennant doesn't lose to burn. Stop playing your bad version.
No one doesn't necessarily go to burn either.
but like
But
I think
know.
this Nami TF Shellfolk, like it was really big for a while. If you looked on Runeterra AR, people were putting up like insane win rates. And now
Yeah.
it's like come back down to earth. If you look at Runeterra AR right now, it's like 51% win rate. The people who are really good at it are still putting up like tons of numbers. I don't know. I hate the fucking deck though. I feel so bad. But people have so much success with it. I'm literally the only person I think that says that this deck is bad.
I enjoyed it. I was winning with it, but like the games took so long. And like someone mentioned on Twitter, they're just like, as soon as I see Shellfolk, like if I'm not winning, I just concede because I don't want to sit there and watch you masturbate for 20 minutes. That's how I feel when I play it.
Yeah.
I just sit there and I'm like, I know, I'm doing a lot of things. I have to. I'm sorry. Like, and it stopped being
Bro,
fun.
click faster. The client goes pretty quickly.
I play really fast. But when you like, I play fast. But when you like start trinket trading and autopussing, and then you start pranking their like octopuses and stuff, you're like, this sucks. For
Yeah. Oh
octopus.
god. Yeah, I remember last season I played a scrim against Monty, like right before seasonals, and I was playing as Shellfolk or something like that.
Mm.
And I had 2 Shellfolks down, and I had like a million resources. And then I just messaged him. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to win this game, but I definitely don't lose this game.
Yeah.
And so then he just conceded, and we just because he didn't want to sit there for 20 minutes. But
Yep.
like that's kind of the Shellfolk experience, I feel.
Because you're playing as bot.
I feel like the good Shellfolk decks kill people in like a turn or two.
Yeah, I think I lost like
Glorious-
2 Ezreals for no reason or something, but
Yeah, I don't know. The shitty Shellfolk. I think that like when people hate Shellfolk, I understand if they're playing against like Shurima Shellfolk, which literally does nothing other than jerk off
Yeah.
for 20
It
minutes.
just spins their wheels
It's
multiple
awful.
times through the deck. You're just like,
It's like the most terrorist fucking Shellfolk deck. Oh my god. I made the commitment to no longer play it. I played it for like 2 days on stream. Like this deck isn't good, but god, I tilt the fuck out of my opponents, and that's a win in and of itself.
that was so frustrating to play against because you're still gonna win. Is the problem? It's like
Yeah.
I'm playing against the Shellfolk deck. They have Shellfolk. They're doing their thing, right? And I'm like, I'm still gonna win this game, but I have to sit here for 20 minutes and figure out how I'm gonna do it. Such a pain.
Yeah.
yeah. With that in mind, has anyone played Eggs?
No.
Since it's kind of came back, or
I love it. I played it.
yeah. Do you
Yeah,
like it?
the problem is the win condition. Well, there's 2 problems, I guess. Okay, quickly back. Thank you. Yeah, I mean sometimes you just get run over. But the alternate was I would go off and then don't die. Is he okay? I can't see him. And then like it's pretty easy to disrupt the like Ari just doing infinite damage. Like they just like kill the first unit that comes back or whatever. So I think there's kind of something there though. I played it a decent amount. I think maybe in tournaments it might actually be cracked. But there's a lot of decks like that, right? That like whatever it is, Lee Sin, Thralls, like the list goes.
You're
Yeah.
telling me that the eggs deck might be cracked?
We're done here, folks. We'll see you again next week.
I feel like we've been here before though, right? While we're sitting here and going, oh, eggs is insane in tournaments, and it's like, just play any other deck with the same spread. There's so many decks that just like crush these late game decks.
Well, it's gotten better. I think the deck's gotten some more tools.
I
Is
think
it
Ari
actually
is definitely better. I think Ari is definitely.
Isn't it like
Honestly,
the same deck?
The deck could be worse.
Did anything
Ari is
change?
definitely nice.
People put Ari in it, but like that's
For
it.
cap, you need to play Ari, right?
Yeah.
With this full triple aggro in tournament, oh yeah, you auto O2.
You could still like even with the unit cap, you could still go off with the
No.
civilian version.
It does not auto lose to aggro.
It mostly loses.
Does-
to
I-
aggro.
Sometimes,
So I-
sometimes it just goes off on like turn 6 or whatever, and like away you go.
Sure, your nut
I
draw
actually
beats
feel you on
things
turn 5.
with everything.
Yeah, so like they have almost no interaction though, right? So you're actually able to like do stuff relatively simple. So they have to beat you twice. And so like if their deck ever just like stumbles a little bit, they don't have a 1-drop. It's like, oh wow, you have a lot of time now. Some versions also run I. This one didn't. At least the one that I was playing didn't. But yeah, I know I've beat aggro decks lots of times. You're not auto 2 at all.
I just feel like there's better stuff.
The problem with
There probably
eggs
is. Yeah.
is if you look at eggs matchup spread, you just kind of look at yourself and go, why am I not playing Tree or Darkness instead?
I mean, I want like you're thinking about a lineup, right, where you might just want to play it with Tree and Darkness, but maybe there's a third better deck. Like
That sounds degenerate.
it's degenerate, of course.
Shadox did just bring eggs and come in top 4. I don't know if he was second place. I forget if he was
Yeah,
second
I
or.
think
top
it's-
4. I was 4th.
I lost the floppy, right?
Yeah, I think he was top 4. That's pretty good. And so I mean, I think he said he went like 4-1 with the deck or something.
But
like
we've
that.
been there
I forget,
before
actually.
too, where Stratox topped with eggs, and it was shit.
Yeah,
That deck, okay, that tournament had like 3 people in it though.
Yeah, I
And,
heard there wasn't really any other good players in that tournament, right? Like Shodox just kind of steamrolled his way there to winning it. It was
In the Master Runeterra tournament, no one good plays.
No, the original, the Dream
Yeah,
Hack.
right.
Oh, I have no idea who was in that one.
It's like the one on
Same.
Tuesdays.
It goes, some Humegalol.
Oh, was it like the top 4 thing, or was it like the open?
It's the top
When
one.
Jason.
Oh, that was like Jason was in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you also
Thanks,
in
bro.
it, Jordan? Just Jason. I thought he was talking about like the open rounds. No one.
Dying.
Some of us showed up to those.
There was
Like,
only 4 of us in the final. It was 4 winners.
Oh, yeah. It's how hard to not make top 4.
But no, I haven't seen enough of the deck. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm getting more wine. Fuck this.
I've seen enough of the deck, by which I mean I hate it, and I hope it is never good for any reason. That deck disgusts me.
Yeah, could you imagine if that deck was tier 1? That'd be such a pain in the ass. Like, I would enjoy playing it, but no one wouldn't. Like, I would hate to play against it.
Right?
I genuinely think the original one was tier 1 for sure.
No.
Yeah,
like-
so that was a problem,
Yeah.
and then they fixed it.
But the thing is, it didn't have it didn't have any results in seasonals at all.
The OG
Nobody
was
wanted
like,
to play
Only
it.
like
It's
5
4 years
people
old.
degenerate enough to play it.
it
I
was
mean,
not good.
I played it on ladder quite a bit. Like
I played it on ladder
Hit it-
a lot. That deck was not good.
I thought that deck was really good.
I don't know, man. And that's like my deck. Like, I played the deck is named after eggs. I played that deck to top finish after top finish after top finish for like a year. Like, that was my deck. And then I'm playing the eggs here, right? And it just, I don't know, every single time I'd play it, I'm just like, this sucks. Like, and the slightest thing would go wrong and you just lose. And
See,
Okay,
I feel
how-
like the
That's
original?
how degenerate infinite combo decks should be.
I feel like the original eggs, like the Zillion one, was super good, but the issue is you couldn't play it on ladder. Not because it wasn't good, and not because you couldn't put up a high win rate, but because people were assholes and just fucking
they'd rope you.
Yeah.
every single action.
It was
Yeah.
so brutal. I
What
think
I was-
streamed it once, and it was like probably the worst stream of all
No,
time. Like,
Yeah.
because they know you're streaming, so they definitely rope you. What I would do is every time I run against it on ladder, I would like get to the point where they'd start doing the thing, and I'd just turn auto pass on. I'd spend my mana, and I'd pull up blitz chess, and I just play blitz chess on
Yeah.
stream.
yeah,
Yep.
that was the thing to do.
I feel
Um,
like we could have played it on ladder and it could have put up numbers if people just like, okay, once I
Concede it,
demonstrate I'm
lose.
infinite, just FF,
Yeah,
please.
come on, man.
For both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I wasn't the guy who roped, but I very much understand the people that were, because fuck that
Mhm.
deck. And I'm the guy who says we should be accepting of all the decks and all the play styles, and that's my limit, man. I can't.
Okay,
handle infinite
You
combo.
beautiful fucking hypocrite. How about you get out? You've lost the game. Click the cog wheel like a man and concede the game. All right, be done with it. All right. No, I don't like the deck you're playing, and I will rope you. But all other decks are fine. Peace and love around the world, but not this one deck. Fuck you.
I literally
Unbelievable.
said I didn't do that. I said I understand because I wanted to.
Sure.
Okay.
I had a really bad infinite where like I didn't really have the lethal, but what I did end up being able to do was infinitely play like this Zephyr Sage, copying my promising future, and then I like played it on a time bomb like 15 times. And that was really cool.
How do you not like that? How do you not like that?
That shit was rich. It was so funny.
The deck is
That's so
creative. Like, there's a lot of really, really, really cool lines you could take with it, and I did really enjoy that. I just wish it was in paper so I could say I'm demonstrating the loop, concede, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I hate this mentality in general. It goes back to the Ultra Link Edition hating also, because that's where you end up with cards like, what was it? The 1-mana concurrent timelines that ends up getting, did he get nerfed? Or did the-
they changed.
They took Dreadway off of 9.
They buffed
Yeah.
Dreadway so that
Buffed
they nerfed it.
Dreadway to get
They
rid of it.
By the way,
have
can
nothing
we
against
just
concurrent
revert that?
timelines.
That'd be
I have
cool.
I have a question. If you
Thank
play
you.
Timelines Shellfolk, do you get the copy?
Yeah, you do.
It's just
But
not-
no, but
It's
when
really
your
bad.
Shellfolk is transforming, like if you play your Shellfolk on turn 6 and you've already played the timelines, do you get the card?
no. It never
Why
happened
would you-
in life.
Why would you play
Right.
your Shellfolk into the concurrent? Don't you want Shellfolk?
No, I'm just saying, like, you're already.
How do you put that?
I have no idea.
I'm a little bit of a refugee from games that had the crazy OTK or infinite combos, so I am definitely trying to avoid those here. That's all I'm saying.
We've done a pretty good job, but I think
And I
most
think
of the
we've done
player
pretty well
base
most of the time.
can't discern the difference between like degenerate, unfun combo and like a deck that doesn't kill you through combat. Right? Like,
well, I mean, Decimate's broken, right? Like you just cast that 6 times.
I hear Decimate. Lee Sin's the big one, right? Lee Sin. But you'd be surprised how many other things I get on like YouTube videos and stuff where people just go off in the comments about how like this win condition's so unfun, and it's just like a normal win condition. It's not like Tree or anything.
Ezreal.
Yeah, Ezreal's ruining the game. It's just uninteractive. Also, people don't understand what interactive means at all.
I mean,
Not even a
I've
little bit.
talked about it so many times on stream. I don't. When people say that something's uninteractive, they don't mean that I'm not interacting with their cards. You know, because like Imtux will pop in and be like, "Lee Sin is the most interactive." You know, I run all these cards that interact with you on the stack, and it's like it's not what people actually mean. When they say uninteractive, they mean that they don't feel like they had agency in determining the outcome of the game, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's
like,
true.
if you lose to Lee Sin and Lee Sin OTKs are like, "That's uninteractive," it's like that's just the wrong word. Like I get what you're saying, but it's just,
Yeah.
you know.
You're allowed to have this opinion. You're just using the wrong word for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the deck the deck you were playing had no interaction with it. But like a deck like TLC, like no one had interaction with it. It was just you were done. That was game.
The win condition was uninteractive.
matter what
The
you
deck
do.
interacted, but the win condition was uninteractive.
No, okay, so the reason
That's what we
TLC
mean.
was a problem was because you could bring a deck, and this is how we talk about Tier 0 existing, right? You could bring something that was hard targeting the win condition. I could show up with Equinox and Supernova and Hush and Gravitum, and I would still fucking lose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they just play like 4 Watchers, like K-Pie.
Copy.
I remember I missed the good old days where we didn't realize that we shouldn't just jam our Watcher and then have it get Equinoxed, and that was the end of the game for them. But yeah.
Could
That's
TLC,
crazy.
could TLC come back now that a loop exists, or no?
I mean,
No.
I played TLC on ladder like this season just because it destroys Ken and Ezreal.
I mean, good TLC. Like current TLC isn't good.
Big sad. I mean,
Yeah,
Well, he brings back like Watcher ends the game.
Yeah. Do you think that it would be okay in current meta or current game because we have a loop? Because like a loop interacts with a.
I mean, that's
Maybe.
what if you give it
that's
overwhelm?
one region that gets it.
What if you keep
It's
everything else?
also
but Watcher?
all the
regions.
elusive decks are pretty good against it. There's like, yeah, it'd be interesting.
Are elusive decks good against triple?
No,
I'd be very cautious about bringing Watcher back.
I agree.
It's,
Fuck TLC. I just meant we have a loop now.
What if?
Aloof is really good against TLC. That is true.
What if?
Luke's a bad card though.
What if? Instead of changing the Watcher's thing, we just give it overwhelm.
What if we give Leona?
God, please get Leona overwhelm.
Please.
Dear God.
I don't understand this request. I think it thematically makes no sense for her to have overwhelm.
Have you played League? Leona beats my fucking ass 4 levels down. I'm just mid lane chilling with 2 items, and this support Leona comes in level 7 and
And
just
because she takes
whoops
0
me.
damage, okay? It's not because she doesn't. Okay, she does 1 million damage, but she also takes 0 damage.
Sure.
What I'm
yeah,
hearing is she should just be like a 310. Like
You should get tough.
basically she should get tough or
tough.
something. Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to give Leona tough, that might actually make her a really good card. Like that would be interesting. Like just even base form. Like as a 3/5 tough, she's got a fucking wall. Can you
Isn't she-
imagine?
She's already like overstacked,
Unkillable
right?
3/5
Like,
damage.
she's
Like,
already
already
big.
okay.
That jumper force is subtle untouchable.
That'd be insane.
Pretty
I
good.
feel like half the champions you'll complain about are already like okay.
I'm vibing.
Leona's
I'm vibing.
okay. Nonsense is pretty okay. Like there's a
probably
lot of
thinking-
champions that just like don't need like they could like get buffs and it'd be like cool and all, but like I feel like a lot of people complained, and I was like one of those people who just didn't try it out at all, or like to experiment with it in any capacity, and I just complained about it all day, every day. And I tried it out, I was like, oh, this actually isn't that bad. I was like, huh. Well, like there are the champions that need like some help to get out of their ruts, but like,
Aphelios.
yeah, like half of at least like maybe not half, maybe like a quarter of the underplayed champions are just like fine.
The
Yeah.
thing is, a fine champion won't see much play because you need to make the champion slot in the deck. A lot of the time, you need to be a win condition of some sort. And the issue is that you either need to be a win condition as in actually winning the game, or you need to be a win condition as in destroying certain matchups. And right now, Leona's kind of not doing that.
It's
I
unfortunate.
think that the Daybreak archetype is just kind of bad.
It just doesn't work. But we said that about self-recall.
Okay, but are we expecting more Daybreak support to come in?
No.
Maybe.
Yumi is going to have Daybreak attached to her.
No.
Also,
Why
she's
do you
gonna
have
give
two
her
Nightfall
support to do
champs
it baited.
Sorry, 3 Nightfall champs and 1 Daybreak champ.
I mean, let's be fair. The Nightfall champs are pretty bad, though.
They
Here, this is-
more of them.
I think we will. I bet
The Nightfall champ.
I bet you we do see support. Because this patch is probably going to be really, really big. And like, what are they going to do? Like, okay, there's some stuff that can be touched down, but other than that, like, how else do you make a huge patch? Well, you buff a bunch of things, and Daybreak's definitely one of the things that like hasn't seen play in forever and needs some buffing. So if it doesn't get one single touch, like I think they did a bad job. So I bet it does.
I have no interest in Daybreak being good. I feel like it. Like,
I have no interest in your opinion about Daybreak. How dare you?
I like
Daybreak is already kind of nuts. Like, have you like got your like 4 stuns out on the same turn, and your opponent's like, oh, like you just played like 4 Raknoid sentries on the same turn.
But the
Like,
problem
2
is that
minutes.
either Leona or the Raven guy get killed. You do nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
that
You
is
have
true.
to have both.
But that's like,
You're so
5,
slow and
6.
dirtily.
You're so slow. Yeah, and then it doesn't.
I think
Hey,
I think Daybreak's like close to being good. I think it was someone in my chat a couple days
We've
ago.
been saying this
said-
for literally a
we-
whole year.
No, so the suggested thing was if they had like a 3-drop that generates Morning Light in hand, similar to Sergeant
Oh, that'd be
Pergamasius,
so broken.
I think it'd be so fucking good. I think that it would actually be a good deck.
That's pretty sick.
Anyway,
And here, okay, I want to really touch on this. And I think things like that are what the game needs, because it's just too much of the same for too goddamn long, and it just needs to be fresher, faster. That's like
That's
it's gotta
adding
happen.
new cards, right? Like it's not like we're not gonna get something like that in our balance patch. Like, and they're not able to do new cards at that pace, right?
just
Mhm.
add it on to Solari Soldier.
Why not?
Solari Soldier is a 3
Alright, well, there's 3 generations of
That'd be nuts. A little off topic here, but does anyone else just think Yumi's gonna be broken? Because like I have a feeling, dude. Yumi's the cat in League of Legends. She's a support.
Targon Yordle.
She's Targon Yordle, and she heals, and she attaches onto other champions. That's her whole thing. I
Oh, I
think she's
remember that
just gonna
kitty.
be broken when she comes out. Just
I hope
insane.
so.
I hate.
I like her in League.
Yeah, no, Yumi like can suck all the dicks, but not actually because she's a cat, and that's kind of weird. But like, I hate her. So
Oh no,
much.
Yumi's great. Whenever Yumi's on my team, I always win. I love Yumi. Yumi's fantastic.
She is good. She is very good. She's really annoying. And
Yeah,
her voice lines. Oh my god.
I dodge every game Yumi's in.
On your side and
So-
opponent's side?
Yeah.
The way that Riot is doing their releases, isn't there like, one Yordle for each region and then like a companion champion? So is she
Yeah.
gonna be like slotted into Pantheon's archetype? Is that what we're
Yeah,
expecting?
maybe.
Faded.
Targon
You can
hasn't
do
gotten
something with
Yordle
like
yet,
faded
right?
support.
Yumi
I don't
could
know.
be like faded support somehow.
Like,
I
yeah,
don't
I
think
think it has to be some kind of support unit.
I hope that if she does slot into it, I hope that Pantheon doesn't exist like he does right now. Because it's bullshit that they flip a fucking coin and auto win on.
Okay, let's talk about Pantheon because we never really dug into it. How good is Pantheon? I went from thinking the deck was crap to thinking the deck was like pretty damn good to thinking it's like it's okay.
I think it's
I don't
good.
think it's
I-
great,
Yeah.
but Pantheon's bullshit.
I think it's overplayed how like
Yeah.
RNG Pantheon is. Like there are situations, yes, where they have to hit scout to win. But like
But if
when
they
get
only
lifted,
hit-
it doesn't really, really matter. Like
They
at
hit
all.
like Scout Challenger and Spell Shield. I'm like, fuck me. What
Oh,
am I
elusive.
supposed to do?
You get the scout. You get the elusive scout.
Elusive never matters. Like when you hit it. Like as someone who played Pantheon, elusive doesn't matter because they get challenger or quick attack or whatever, and then they just like pick what they want to hit anyways with overwhelm. But like,
True.
scout is bogus. For sure.
I think Pantheon's fine.
Kind of like double attack, yes.
I think the deck's good. I think it's quite good. I think the Pantheon Shyvana one might be the best right now.
If Pantheon is a deck, then Pantheon Shyvana is definitely the best we've seen.
I don't think it's like tier. Like
Follow-up question: who has actually played more than 20 games with the deck?
I haven't played Shyvana. I only played Mono Pantheon, but I played at least 40 games maybe.
I don't know that I've played 20 games with almost any deck. I just watch a lot of streams at Brew.
I've played against it at least 20 times.
Lies.
and they can count every fucking one.
The amount of games that it's like they have like no cards in hand. I just win. And it's like, no, actually Pantheon Spell Shield Scout. Why am I taking 17 damage this turn? What the fuck?
Yeah. I think one thing is like with these early like new decks, like the Pantheons, the and the RA decks and stuff, like you don't really have a lot of people don't have like even early game plans. Like how am I gonna play this turn 1 and 2 against pirates, or how am I gonna play a turn 1-2 against like spiders or something, and they lose by that point. But I think as people kind of figure that out, it's less slow or less so the case, and I think the decks get better.
Isn't that why spiders is such a big deal? Is because it beats Ari Kennen and Pantheon?
Yeah, I mean it does beat Pantheon. It definitely does beat Pantheon.
So what you're telling me is that when the decks get too big and degenerate, the spiders come to eat them, and that's important and part of the circle of life. Is that what I'm hearing?
That is correct. Yeah, and then Withering Whale comes back out, and spiders leave forever.
We should make a song.
If it gets
spiders, LOR edition.
You have to featuring Lover of
enough.
Flies.
Like if spiders is around enough, we could just like put Eye of the Dragon back in our fucking Ari deck.
That's so
start winning
true.
that matchup.
Ooh.
Like,
Yeah.
this isn't gonna last, guys. Ari
Spiders
Kennen-
a fearsome deck. Like I feel like most of the things they play are
Yeah.
fearsome.
Yeah, but if you're healing
Yeah.
like 6 per turn, it doesn't matter, right?
You pump your Dragonling, bro.
You could just play the Targon version.
Yuck.
The gifts version.
Yeah.
Add back in
fine.
Sonic Waves. Remember we used to
6
call
times
Sonic
pretty
Waves on Ari
funny.
Kennen?
You're gonna play gifts are. Oh wait, that works. I'll break.
Yeah.
You can actually just put
Definitely.
6 Eye of the Dragon into this deck if you feel like it.
Oh, that's gross.
Drizzoth and myself were pretty big on the idea. Well, I mean, it's his idea. I just liked it. Of keeping 3 gifts, but cutting Eye of the Dragons. So you'd have like 1 or 2 Eye of the Dragons. So you still get to play all the gifts, right?
Okay, yeah.
But not completely cutting it, trimming. Sorry.
Probably like 2.
Yeah, 2 was a good number. Mm-hmm.
Because you have to like
That's
kick
like
it.
everyone's doing with his like Weezing deck, right? You want to fit in like the mystics and like all the random nonsense.
Yeah.
So, let's just cut.
Lightning Mystic is a pretty good card sometimes. Sometimes it's very bad, and then sometimes it's very, very good.
Sometimes it's nuts. Okay, hitting the dragon though against Pantheon is so nice.
Yes, it's disgusting.
So
I found like that. When I started playing the matchup, I was like, man, I just got to get the bigger dragon, and then you get Blinding Mystic, and then you just lose. So now I just play Pantheon and spam everything on Pantheon.
Yeah.
I like Blinded Mystic, but what I heard was if you Blind Mystic a droplet and they recall it, they still get to draw a card.
whoa.
Oh, really?
Which
that is accurate,
Makes me
unfortunately.
so fucking sad. It's like I feel awful playing this card now because there's like no target. Like what the fuck am I gonna hit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
That
pretty
happens
a lot of
before.
things.
It's my comment.
that's kind of nuts.
Okay, I got another question for the group.
Okay.
So imagine like gun to your head, you need to make a decision right now. MasterRuneterra.com qualifier number 3, go sign up, is this Sunday. Imagine you had to register right now. What are you playing? Also give your thoughts on if you saw what happened last weekend where the meta was just wide open and Tamraka was in the winning list.
I'm rocking.
Let's go.
Sweet.
Who plays
So
that?
Akato first.
It's always
If
Sir
I'm building a lineup, I'm probably playing Go Hard, Lux Shellfolk, which I think is broken as shit and no one's playing it. And then like probably Glorious Evolution.
What do you play? What other champion do you play?
No, Captain. Euro Captain. And
Fair. That's fair.
and Electring-Yordle. I get to run 4 champions.
That's kind of hot.
Why is it so broken?
Can you put it in the Discord?
Because it's just like hardcore outvalues. Like with Captain, all of your shit is just like super big. Lux is broken as shit. Yeah, and it just.
Did you run that? Did you run something similar to that last weekend?
Last weekend was Christmas, Jason.
Yeah.
The last weekend that mattered.
Christmas down and not
Yeah. No, so what in the Master Runeterra like 2 weeks ago, I ran like triple shell poke. And ran into like the most degenerate burn shit. There was like 2 burn decks and tree, and I just like don't beat any of those. So I lost first round.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you lost. Yeah, you lost that.
Yep, I lost
aggro check, bro. There's always an aggro check.
I look at them and I'm like, if you ran to fucking anyone else, you were never winning this fucking round.
Okay, Hideki.
Spiders, pirates, and Draven Rumblebird.
I love you, never change. Jason Station.
I would run Nami TF, probably Tree. I'm not sure about third deck. Like I brought like the Kennen Ari to the last one, and while I did get banned most of the time, I feel like it still is like pretty counterable as far as decks go. So probably wouldn't play that.
Like Tree though?
Tree's okay. It's just like I feel like it does well. It's pretty degenerate, and it's not like super interesting to play, but it has like pretty good spreads.
Yeah, I really like Tree, but it just feels like one of those decks to me that just like it just lacks a bit of power. You know, again, kind of feels like a little bit polarized matchups, or I don't know, just don't have as much opportunity to outplay your opponents and stuff. Still a solid deck, but yeah, I feel like you could do better. Okay, what am I?
If I was gonna bring a lineup tomorrow, I'd probably play. Obviously, I'd play the Ari Cannon Go Hard deck. I think I'd play Nami TF, and then my third deck would be Anivia.
Anivia. Tell me more.
Because Anivia is like playing Field Rush, except you can't beat me with Deny anymore. So you know, get fucked.
Huh? Yeah, I haven't thought about Anivia in a hot second.
Anivia's really good. Nobody thinks about Anivia until it shows back up. It beats basically all of the Deny decks. It's worse than Field Rush into random mid range, but as we've been talking about, mid range is fucking dead.
Can you beat Nami?
I destroy Nami.
Is that because you run Ruination or what?
It is because I run Ruination, yes.
That makes sense.
Is it because people know you're under Ruination?
People can know I run.
You have to assume against the.
I'm playing Anivia. You think I'm not playing Ruination?
Feel the rest. I not run it.
You
but
can
Anivia
see
should.
the deck list.
That's true. I'd probably bring.
Really good on ladder.
I'd bring Ari Kennen. Probably the Absolver one, and then I'd bring Darkness. And then I'd either bring Lee Sin or I really don't want to bring Lee Sin right now, to be honest. So like
Why?
probably Nami TF. It gets blown up by so many things. Not like a little bit. Like it gets smacked around by some really popular stuff.
Yeah,
It's
fair enough.
insane.
You're on that Darkness though, hey?
I really like Darkness right now. I don't know why more people aren't playing it. I think they are now.
We'll let you.
Yeah. I would probably bring Thralls, Kennen, Ari Kennen, and maybe something like Ping City or Plunder. I don't love Plunder right now. Ping City's been pretty good for me. I don't know what the third deck would be. If I just had to like gun to my head right now, I'd probably just jam Ping City in there because I haven't really thought about it. Yeah, exactly.
I get that. Ping City.
Sorry. It's also sorry. I'm also playing the Bandle City version, or also maybe Team of Swain. Team of Swain might get in there also. Been liking that deck.
Right now, like I really like Team of Sway, but I kind of feel like right now Bandle Tree just does what it wants to do pretty much better.
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah.
I just hate that deck. It's also not my kind of deck.
Tree.
It's not my thing.
Oh, Tree, yeah.
What do you guys? Sorry, you go.
I think I'm the same way. Like I'd rather play Teemo Swede, but if I wanted to honestly win, I'd probably bring Tree over it.
Yeah, I feel that.
What do you guys think that so many people have different lineups and we see, so like for instance, last qualifier we saw just a whole bunch of different lineups. Do you think that one, it's because you can play a bunch of things to be successful, or is it two, just the fact that everyone's playing different lineups, so inevitably you'll get a top 8 with a bunch of different lineups? Because like at the beginning of Magic, people will just, the meta games were wide open because people were kind of poops and they didn't realize that like, oh hey, like this card's busted, you should all be playing this, or this card's busted, you should all be playing this. So I find it interesting in best of 3 that most of the time, well, maybe not most of the time, often enough, there'll be like not any sort of consensus on what the best lineup is. Is that just like the format ends up like that, or are just, because I mean it's a little bit of both, right? In my mind, the format ends up like that, and a bunch of people are also definitely making mistakes with their lineups.
I think this may be a little bit of a your perspective thing because of when you entered Runeterra, but I think honestly we're about 50-50 on formats that have been, these are the best 3 decks, and formats that are very wide open.
Yeah.
I think it swings a lot, actually. I think right now we have a format that is very wide open, and I don't think it's just because people are bad. I think it's just because a bunch of decks are good and our balanced team is really hitting it. But we've definitely had formats where it's play this motherfucker.
Yeah, Thrush Nest is TLC.
Aphelios, TFIs. Went along with
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Or if you wanna go back farther than that,
Go
freaking
hard
deep in Ash Nox
Yeah.
was the thing for a while.
Given,
Really?
because personally, I feel like within this meta, I just feel like we haven't. I feel like there probably is like a correct lineup, and I just don't know if we have like nailed it down. I think given like X amount of time, we would be able to find like you should just be playing 3 of these like 5 decks. I don't know if like the meta's actually so wide open that we're actually allowed to play shit like Echo Zillion. Like it's like an okay deck, but
What about?
I don't know. I think we're probably griefing right now.
Yeah, I don't get that fucking deck at all. Jason, what about Lurk? What happened to Lurk? That was like kind of having a renaissance for a bit.
I don't know. That feels alright. Like I've had some like decent success in like EU. I know some people who play it have like some pretty decent success. But I don't think it beats Pantheon, which is weird.
Oh.
It does not a deck. Just does not.
Okay, fair enough.
The Pantheon units keep up with it.
Yeah.
I was playing Pantheon,
Like,
running into Lurk, and I was
Why,
like,
by turn 4 you can't develop because like you try and develop, then you play Pantheon, then you have to give up a Lurk unit for free and you lose.
Like I think it does decent to Shellfolk. I think it'll beat Darkness. I think it does okay in like Tree. I don't think it beats Ken and Ari. That's definitely like a rough matchup as well. But I wouldn't be able to ask. I barely touched Lurk this season.
Fair enough.
all right, anything
Have
else we
any
wanna
of you-
cover? We've been on for like an hour 15.
Yeah,
Oh, fair enough.
I'm down to Pete's.
Then head out. All right. Well, this was fun as always. Thank you guys for coming on. Yeah, he just dips.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, hold on. The real part of the podcast will start now.
Okay.
Let's talk about what am I. So not only is his camera terrible, but he's way too nice. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I think it's
comedy.
Got him.
suspicious. He's suspiciously nice.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. No one's that nice.
Right? Yeah.
He's got an agenda for sure.
There's a motive. There is a motive.
We will find out in time.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Thanks for coming. See you all. You're all playing the Mastering Runeterra tournament this weekend.
Sunday, masteryourterror.com. Go to the 5K championship link up at the top. Points are now updated. You can see the rankings. Top 40 you'll qualify. Links in there to register, all that good shit.
And then we have Runeterra Academy on Thursday.
There's also, I believe,
Oh, that's right.
And Max is
on
New Year's.
Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will
What
be
is our
playing-
record in the Runeterra Academy?
5-0.
We're
Wait,
6-0. Come on, bro.
6-0.
We're 3-3. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm
You-
0-2, baby.
Oh.
I think I played more than that. I think I played a second time. Did okay. All right, get out of
I
here.
think you did.
Tired of you
All right,
guys.
see you guys. Take care.
Have a good